This is the story of a boy who had no powers. In this world, everyone has normal magical powers, and those who don't are considered very weak. Tatsuya belongs to a very rich family, which is at the top in terms of power compared to all other families. However, Tatsuya had no powers. Seeing this, his mother conducted some experiments on him to restore his powers. But even after all the experiments, he did not gain any powers. This caused Tatsuya to lose his emotions and desires. Yet his mother did not stop. Even though Tatsuya asked her to stop, she wouldn't listen. These experiments continued as Tatsuya grew older. One day, Tatsuya suddenly felt his powers awaken. He had gained his powers, but did not tell anyone in his family. Because of this, he was still considered useless and was assigned as his sister Miyako's bodyguard. At the beginning of the story, we see Tatsuya's mother and his sister Miyako traveling somewhere. They were on a plane heading to another location for a function their family had been invited to. While traveling, they sat in business class, but Tatsuya was made to sit in the regular section with everyone else, where he sat hungry and thirsty. After arriving at the airport, Miyako told her mother, "Do we really need to take him along with us all the time? I find it so annoying." Her mother replied, "You can just consider him your servant. You don't need to think of him as anything more." After they arrived at the hotel where they were staying, Miyako said, "I'm tired of sitting on the plane." Her mother agreed and told her to take Tatsuya along. Although Miyako did not want to, she had to obey. She left with Tatsuya, and we see her enjoying the sunset. Suddenly, she was about to collide with someone, but Tatsuya saved her. That person was actually a soldier of that area, but he had deliberately bumped into Miyako. And after that, he kept yelling at Miyako. However, Tatsuya stepped forward, shielding Miyako behind him. This angered the soldier even more, and just as he was about to attack Tatsuya, the latter effortlessly stopped his strike. Seeing this, both the soldier and Miyako were left utterly shocked. The soldier, now infuriated, prepared to unleash his full power. Tatsuya first warned him, saying he was making a big mistake, but the soldier refused to listen. When the soldier attacked, Tatsuya countered with a preemptive strike, knocking him down. Witnessing this, Miyako was even more surprised. Tatsuya then took Miyako away from the scene. While they were returning, Miyako was deeply astonished. She had never realized her brother possessed such incredible power, and her perception of Tatsuya completely changed. Upon returning home, she told everyone how Tatsuya had saved her life. However, Tatsuya dismissed it, stating he was just following orders. To this, their mother remarked that it was indeed his duty to do so. Later, it was revealed that Tatsuya's mother wasn't feeling well, so Miyako was tasked with managing the royal party that was being held there. Hanami approached Miyako, saying their mother's health was deteriorating and she should take Tatsuya along. Miyako agreed. At the party, Miyako arrived and quickly caught everyone's attention, while Tatsuya stood unnoticed in a corner. As Miyako mingled, she met two of her other siblings and was delighted to see them. However, after a brief conversation, they inquired about Tatsuya and soon approached him. Their father apologized to Miyako, saying the siblings did not know she was the heir of the Tsuba family. Miyako was unbothered, but when she looked over, she saw Tatsuya happily talking and smiling with her siblings. This sparked jealousy in her because Tatsuya had never smiled like that while talking to her. Miyako tried to reason with herself, thinking that since the Tsuba family was Japan's most powerful mage family, they must view Tatsuya as weak. Later, Tatsuya, Miyako, and their mother went for a boat ride. While taking pictures, Miyako expressed her desire to take one with Tatsuya. Tatsuya sought their mother's permission before agreeing. Suddenly, the boat's speed increased uncontrollably, and its brakes failed. At the same time, missiles were headed their way. Reacting swiftly, Tatsuya extended his hand, slowed time, and destroyed the missiles in the water. Miyako realized this was Tatsuya's power and was amazed at how he could use it so effortlessly, as magic required special gadgets and immense control in their world. Upon returning home, an army commander arrived apologizing for his juniors troubling Miyako earlier. He invited Tatsuya to their training camp as a sparring partner, acknowledging the Tsuba family's strength. Tatsuya was indifferent, but his mother insisted he attend, saying he needed to learn more skills. Miyako insisted on joining him, claiming she wanted to become stronger to protect herself. At the training camp, Tatsuya participated in matches. Despite his opponents being strong and skilled, Tatsuya defeated them all without fully utilizing his powers. Even a soldier named Danny, who initially challenged him for revenge, ended up befriending Tatsuya. Shortly after, news broke that the island's defense barrier was weakening and evacuation was imminent. While planning their departure, Tatsuya's mother received a call from her twin sister, suggesting she remove the spell suppressing Tatsuya's full power. In the next scene, we see that they had gone to a shelter to leave because the situation was getting worse and they didn't have much time to escape. At the shelter, we learn that their special guard, Denny, is about to arrive, and there were several other guards there as well. They are kept inside the shelter with many other families. Everyone feels a bit uneasy, and suddenly, Tatsuya hears the sound of a gunshot from a distance that the others can't hear. He reaches out and feels that magic has been used in this area, absorbing their powers, which means they cannot use their abilities fully. He was about to go outside to investigate when his mother uses her powers to remove the spell that was suppressing Tatsuya's powers. Afterward, Tatsuya goes outside and sees that the situation has worsened. When he comes back inside, a soldier team has arrived, telling everyone that they need to leave because the shelter will be evacuated. However, Tatsuya's mother says that they should take everyone else first and leave them for last because Tatsuya has already gone outside. Hanami, hearing this, asks if she's worried about Tatsuya, to which she replies that no, she doesn't trust the soldiers. This turns out to be true because the soldiers suddenly point their guns at everyone. However, Hanami steps forward and creates a barrier to protect them. Meanwhile, Denny arrives and is shocked to see how the soldiers are behaving. He tries to explain to them, but they tell him that he has never received enough respect because he is so powerful and they don't want to help him. Denny tries to explain that this is a big mistake and that in the end, they will gain nothing. Eventually, the soldiers lower their guns. But then, Hanami uses her power to kill one of the soldiers. Seeing this, the remaining soldiers get angry and aim their guns at her. At that moment, a circle forms, creating a portal through which Tatsuya enters. Upon arriving, he immediately starts taking down the soldiers one by one. Afterward, we see that Miyako is lying on the ground, still alive but not fully recovered. Tatsuya approaches her, places his hand on her chest, and starts healing her with his magic. We then see into Miyako's mind. She could still hear Tatsuya's voice, but she was wondering why he was even trying to save her. After everything she had done, Tatsuya shouldn't have forgiven her. She felt terrible about it and thought she should just die. However, suddenly, her eyes opened in the real world, and she was shocked to find herself alive. She was wondering if Tatsuya could actually bring someone back to life. Such a power was unimaginably great. Then we see that Miyako's mother had completely stopped breathing. She was dead. But Tatsuya pulled out a gun-like device and, using all of his energy, brought her back to life as well. At the same time, Hanami was also revived. Seeing this, Miyako was even more astonished, and Hanami herself was shocked because she had no idea about this ability. She said that there was no healing power on Earth capable of bringing the dead back to life.